Hello guys, and welcome to a new Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Hello everyone, super pumped to be back.
In this video we have for you game 2 of a best of 3 between two teams, Gonzo and Yamin, and Farid and Humayun, in the grand final of Badger Jelly's 2v2 tournament. Today they are playing on Shadilza, and on our left in the red team we have, I think that's Gonzo playing with the 97th guards and the balanced deployment type. And we have Yamin, or Grossi Grava, playing with CIABG and the Maverick deployment type. On the blue side, Farid is going to be using Festung Dunkirchen with the Maverick deployment type, and Khers is going to be using the second Panselosh with the Maverick deployment type. So double Maverick. What do you have to say about this setup, Attack Bear?
I mean, these are all solid divisions across the board. 97th, a solid A-tier division, some IS-2s and stuff to work with. Just a nice mix of stuff. Has always been a pretty solid division. CIABG, annoying Cromwell spam. You get 17 pounders, you get spammy infantry, you get big arty, you get typhoons, you just get all the most annoying things that Commonwealth has to offer. Festung Dunkirchen, a very spammy division as well. Lots of infantry spam. Interesting AT and AA options for sure. Limited tank tab. An interesting division. I would say probably the weakest of the four we see here, like in a vacuum. And then second Panselosh, a very strong division. Very good A tier. Great mix of light Hungarian armor, German heavy armor, some really aggressively efficient infantry. Mixed with, of course, then your amazing Hungarian artillery and stuff. So should be an interesting throwdown here.
Yeah, it looks like both players, or both sides, are going to be focusing on this bottom. There's a lot of attack beacons here from both teams. But let's have a quick look at the general units going down. On the top left for the red team, we've got Cromwells and Churchills backed up by a bunch of infantry, loads of MGs in there as well, Daimler for recon. Further down, we've got the SG Firefly Cromwell 6 with an OB Razved Dozor. Going to be an SG Razved Dozor, and then some guards with the T-34 IS-1 37mm AA there as well to protect that IS-1. And on the bottom side, Cromwell 6 with the Razved Dozor SG-43. There's going to be this 2 there. So actually relatively spread out. Seems like a strong top push, strong sort of mid push. On the side of the blue team, on the top, we see a bunch of the Traktions with the Speertrupp, Flammenwerfer, Kampflefett with the Panzer IV, lots of Landesschützen, Marine infantry, lots of all that infantry spam. We got the Marder 3 there, supporting a bunch of infantry as well. Towards the center, Pack 40 going to be covering with a bunch of infantry and an IG-33. And on the bottom side, a large investment into the Motolovés, Gerek Parasok, all of these Hungarian units. Tiger going to be in there as well, with the Turans supporting it, and the early Nimrod, which has been put on return fire so it doesn't engage the enemy recon Spitfire, which is trying to shoot down the ME-410 right now. And on the very bottom side, the 75mm gun supported with some infantry. Can the Spitfire do the job? It's on the tail.
I think so. It should get it now. Yep, there we go.
Nice little recon kill there early on.
Yeah, that's the good Spitfire.
Yeah, in the last game they didn't have the Spitfire with the guns. This time around it pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is game 2. I don't know if we mentioned. Game 1 was a very exciting one. Make sure to go check that out.
Absolutely. So infantry gonna be getting into position shortly. The Hungarian transport's pretty slow, so you can see Khers was actually very conservative with his deployment on the bottom side, whereas Farid on the top side with the Traktions managed to get his Flammenwerfers quite deep, and now the Marder 3 going to be trying to cover across the open there against that Cromwell 6.
Yeah, if they can kill that off, that's huge. CIVG has a ton of 2K HE assets, and killing these off early can be extremely helpful, and he does successfully get that kill, so that's pretty big to open that up. In the center, the Cromwell 6 Firefly combo easily forcing off these launch shoots that are trying to push through, and it looks like I think it's Gonzo is pushing up onto this hill to capture a flag and bring it back to a 12-12.
Indeed. Now, Khers, he kind of was going to deploy all of his infantry short, and then has noticed that the front line kind of didn't stop, so he's going to be moving them up a little bit further, managing to find his way into the light cover there. Delta's such a weird map to deploy on because it's so like skewed in certain areas because of the roads. But on the top side, it looks like most of the Flammenwerfers has been broken down. The Marine infantry will not hold against the amount of infantry here from Yamin. The Erdkampfluffet, though, going absolute ham on some of these support weapons. This thing is absolutely awesome.
So
it is 20 millimeter gun at 1,500 meters.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of the reasons to play this division. Like, that singular unit is so much fun. But we do see a Tiger down south out of 2nd Pensée Locher, and we also see a 105 off map coming out. Now, this is for suppression only. This thing will kill essentially nothing, but it will pin it all down very quickly, and it's also extremely cheap in terms of off map these days. Only 75 points for that, so really easy to spam that out and just pin things down and go surrender them.
Yeah, so Khers here going to wait for that off map to come down, and then probably make a big push through this light cover in order to try and take care of this IS-1. That's really going to come down to whether or not the Tiger can get on target there. Meanwhile, up on the hill, the Turan 1 is all he really needs to secure that flag, because the guards are going to find it very difficult to get close enough to kill that off. We see the Jagdpanther coming in the center. So once again, early investment into the Jagdpanther. In the previous game, it did seem to pay off quite a bit. So we'll see, quite a lot of kills this game.
Yeah, it's a little tougher in this matchup with the Fireflies. You don't trade as efficiently against those. Like, when it was up against an IS-2, it's like, oh, that's so much value. But when you're going up against the Firefly, it's not nearly as efficient, let's say. That 105 is coming down. It was pretty deep, though. He dropped that really far back. I kind of thought he would put it in the green forest where these infantry are, but he didn't. But we do see Turans pushing up, and these are phenomenal infantry support tanks. They just do so well, fire so fast.
Yep, Turans helping the engagement that's coming through the light cover. The offer has come down, forced the IS-1 back briefly. Tiger's now moved up with the time before the off map lands. It looks like Gonzo needs to sneak through to light cover and find a shot onto the Tiger. T-34 actually has really good sight from up on the hill.
Yeah, the IS-1 actually... the IS-1 at this range actually has to be careful, because it can be penned by the Tiger at this range.
Yeah, but with the T-34-76 finding a side shot there, it's only going to need one shot from the IS-1 to kill that off. So that Tiger needs to be exceptionally careful now, and it's going to really come down to this back 40 here.
Here we go.
Just to get the kill here. Back 40 didn't get the shot off, but the off-map might finish it to around 1. It's still causing stress with the side shots. Really doesn't have much penetration. Off-map not going to really finish the job, it doesn't look like, and T-34 still engaging from a distance, back 40, and not in line of sight. Now T-34-85 going to be rushing on down there, but 14-10 found for Farid and Khers. It looks like this infantry on the top side has used the support of the Erdkampfluffet and the back 40 to make some ground. Pant 4 finding a penetration there onto the Cromwell 7. That's a lovely shot indeed.
Get another, that's the question. It does, and look at that.
Yeah, 120 mils of armor didn't do it any favors there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's actually kind of surprising. And now a 15-9 with a push in the center with the Marine Landesschützen in here, capturing another flag. And that's pretty big for the Foxes team, because they're playing the aggressive stuff. They need to be getting this early 15-9 like this.
Yeah, it's absolutely up to Farid and Khers to make use of their maverick deployment types before the balanced deployment type of Gonzo kicks in again. And previously Gonzo managing to get a... That's what I think it was actually Yamin.
Yeah, I think it was switched around.
Type. Yeah, last time, but managed to get a lot of value out of the balanced deployment type. And that worked out really, really well in their favor. This time around, they're going to be looking to do that again. But with all of these Landesschützen moving across the open, free flags, they do not want to be sitting on a 15-9.
Definitely do not. We see a whole bunch of Moto Arkazoks coming in. These are extremely efficient pioneer units here out of the Hungarians. Jagdpanther in the center, matching up here against the Firefly and the Cromwell. Let's see what happens. With the help of the Pack 40, I'd have to imagine they win, but the Jagdpanther just got penned by the Firefly. It does go down then, though, to the 88.
Yeah, the Jagdpanther was actually facing the wrong direction entirely, so it got shot up the rear by the Firefly, but with the NCA back supporting it, not enough to get the job done. But the Firefly down there will allow the Jagdpanther potentially to help deal with front 6 support, stopping the Flash from heading across the open. It looks like on the sort of light in cover engagement here, Khers has been pushed back for the time being.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of armor here. Another Tiger is coming in, so that can definitely do some damage. We now see a 149 up really far forward here. It's almost supplying its own radio. It's so close to the front line.
Big old artillery piece will be really accurate from that range. And maybe using it to pick off and damage some of those tanks if they are caught idle. The Mortakusa coming through now with that MG42s, so we'll be able to bring infantry at close ranges. But unfortunately forced back by all of the 50 cals off the M2A1s with the Flores, with that Hungarian bazooka.
We do see a Nimrod 42M in there as well. It does have that heat shell that can basically kill any tank in the game, so that's pretty good. Up north, though, the blue team are getting broken down, and a lot of red troops building up pressure, I would say.
Yeah, it is a lot of support stuff though. So MGs, AT guns in there. There are like half tracks in there, making it look like a lot more units than that actually is as well. 88 finding the kill on the Churchill 5, that's super important actually. But otherwise, this Erdkamp event can still fire for days from that position and is still doing a ton of damage. The Jagdpanther getting very, very aggressive in the center, supporting the Sniper Schütze. Back to a 15-9 now for Khers and Farid.
Yeah, and in the center here, the Tiger killed off the T-34-85, which was the main danger. The T-34-76s are going to struggle to kill the Tiger from the front. So, I mean, this Tiger now the big cat on campus here. And that fight will swing very quickly with whoever has the stronger armor support. But here comes another T-30-45 to try to swing that back.
Yeah, the trouble with that Tiger right now is the transmission damage going to make it so slow. But even another flag taken in the center, the Razvedusor not providing pressure on the front line. It's a recon squad. So it's really up to the Jinista to come in here and clean up the hill. And then the guards and the Jinster behind the Cromwell 6 to get into that town. But covered by the Jagdpanther and the 88 and the Pack 40 moving forwards, also the IG there. It's a horrible combo to have to try and break down from.
Yeah, very encouraged picking up another flag here in this central fight in this light cover. The Stug 3 actually really dangerous here because it can easily pen this T-30-45 up close like this, and it's a very inefficient trade for the T-30-45, so it's like one of those tough spots for that unit here against the Stug 3. The Stug 3 is double vet, which means it's going to fire a whole lot faster. It gets the first pen already, and will get its second shot off here way before the T-30-45 ever fires the second, and down it goes.
Yeah, I managed to get the APCR shot on target. I think maybe Gonzo there was kind of hoping on RNG to get a crit.
Yep.
In order to stop that Stug from firing, but didn't pay off. T-34-76 actually getting taken out by the Turan at close range. That is a really, really horrible trade because the Turan only 30 points.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Those T-34-76 is quite a bit more expensive at 50 points.
55 points?
55 points, yes, indeed.
And that's what makes Turan 1 so good. They fire really fast. It's similar to like the Breda gun. It just fires so fast it seems to pen things way more often than it deserves to. But in the center, the 88 continuing to make progress forward with the infantry piling on in. Up north, I mean, the Erdkampflet finally dies. That thing did a lot of damage. And that should open up the infantry to kind of push across this ravine a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Farid's going to be bringing in the off-map to kind of stall any push up on that top side whilst they continue to develop this push in the center and bottom. Off-map now brought in from the 97th of Gonzo. And that is placed actually pretty damn well.
The Jagdpanther just went down to the Firefly in the center. So Firefly doing kind of what I thought it would. I'm not a huge fan of the Jagdpanther versus the Firefly. It's just a bad trade when you lose.
Yeah, off map, we're just going to see this off map. It's that Tiger because the Tiger is damaged. Turan 2 goes down, removing some of the better RC. Turan 1 going to take damage. Otherwise, it seems like the Tiger away unscathed.
Already very scathed, but from that attack, yes, unscathed.
OB25, Cromwell 6 engaging the Stug down here. Stug 3 looking to try and kill that Cromwell. OB hoping for penetration. We're like a 10% chance there.
You gotta play
Cromwell does go down.
Gotta play the odds, you know? We do see a 17 pounder in a cheeky spot here in the center, taking out one of the Yogg commandos here coming in. Might take out the second. Nope, doesn't load in time. That's covering off that reinforcement. Although there's a Yak Pioneer here that should be able to easily kill that in like a few seconds. Unless the Zanista get involved, but they're already pretty hurt, so won't be helping too much.
On this top side, Landschützen and infantry Kampf have managed to actually stop any push that was coming through here from Yamin. So honestly, not really much effectiveness coming out of the CIAVG in this game. I feel like Gonzo, he's doing his best with his balanced income, and that's okay, but it's really up to Yamin to kind of put pressure on himself early on, and I feel like, honestly, Farid has had his number on the top side.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, we're now in B phase, so that means things aren't going to get better for the red team here, because blue team's double Maverick, so it's not like this position is getting better as we go.
Yeah, we can see that Khers now has a Panther joining him on the bottom side. Nimrod coming up to provide AA. He's got an IG-33 from Farid coming in to help support. It's just such a nasty combo, because these 2,000-meter range support weapons aren't something that the second Panzelos usually has access to. But in TV2, of course, you can really take advantage of what your division doesn't have compared to your teammates. There's really nice synergies going on.
Yeah, it's one of the only things second Panzelos is really missing is 2KHE, so when all of a sudden you have plenty of it in the form of Festung, then it's like, oh, there's no weakness of this division anymore. We now see an IS-2 1944 in the center. That is going to be a problem. With the Ag Panther already dead, the 88s have no chance of killing that thing, especially at long range. This middle push might find itself getting broken down here a bit.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened before with the Yak Panther gone. The red side has superior 2,000-meter range engagement with all of these Cromwells and the Churchill 5 there, and even the Cromwell 8. It's just going to be brutal for these support weapons. Both the IG-33 is not going to last too long. Pack 40 will soon go down as well. So the middle won't be open for too much longer, and it's really going to be up to Farid and Khers to try and hold on to their advantage for the rest of the game.
But down south, it looks like another flag about to be captured. The Gavardia DP getting thrown back, and there's nothing else down here, and there is plenty for blue team. So they may be grabbing another flag here. Now, an IS-2 is coming in, so that might swing things back, but I don't think it's going to be in time to save this flag he's about to lose, because he's jumping on the weakness here.
Yeah, off-map being placed very nicely again from Gonzo. Cromwell 7, though, that was helping with the push there, did get killed off. So it's just the T-34-85 for armor. And it looks like he actually cancelled that off-map and he's replaced it. That's interesting.
It's placed even better now, so I guess. I guess he felt like it could be better, and he was right. It could get better, and it is.
It's inches to the left.
Yep. Off-map's great. It's totally fair.
88 on the top side, trying its best to hold. It's actually sniped. Better gunners in the transport there. MG-34s opening up, supporting a bunch of Luftwaffe now pushing in on that top side. Farid certainly keeping the attention of Yamin. Let's check this off map as it's about to come down. Will the Tiger survive it once again?
The leader will definitely die. This 75mm, unless it unloads immediately, is also going to die. Transport, there it did come out. I will say, it kind of feels like Farid's plan right now is actually just to throw junk infantry and just like hold up these units for the rest of the game by just putting so much crap to kill that they can't get through.
Yeah, that off map was so well placed, but really didn't pay off there at all.
That's truly a shame. That's truly a shame.
Yeah, that was really sad. IG-33 is still having a ton on the bottom side. Now Festung's Grenadier coming in from Farid to help support this push on the bottom, and two of these 75mm creeping up onto the bottom hill here from Khers.
This 2 goes down instantly to the IG-33, so getting rid of that AT asset. Of course, the IS-2 is going to be the defining factor. The Panther really has no chance against it at this max range. ME-210 coming in for the bombing strike on that, along with the Ju-88. One ME-210 forced off. Will the second get through? It looks like it will. Yes, it will. So one bomb strike in. Won't do much.
Yeah, maybe chips like 1 health. No,
Yeah.
it's really not enough to make a big difference there. Second Ju-88 on the way is probably also going to get forced off. Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't just evac that.
Yeah, that was way behind. he missed the call and came in, just came running in late. And now we're all the way back to a 13-11. Only 8 minutes remaining here for the red side, but we still have 3 more minutes of Maverick to go here. The center was really only pushed back because of the off map. It's not like many of the troops died, so blue still has plenty of way to get back in. And the flag down south now captured by the Motilovish. The IS-2 not being able to get into a position to actually stop them. They're too far into the ravine.
Yeah, the Cromwell 8 there and the IS-2 are going to be struggling. But in the center, the 88 manages to kill one of the Cromwells. And now we've got the Panther IS-2 cheeky on that hill using the light cover.
Yeah, he almost got a side shot on the Panther missed. That's a keyboard flip moment there. You actually get a side shot and it misses. Like, I don't think there's any RNG that's more depressing.
Well, at that range, is probably only like 50% actual.
I understand why it happens, but you know how hard you work to get a side shot on like an IS-2, and then it finally happens and your unit misses, and it's just like, oh my god, why did this happen?
Or it bounces.
Yep, and you're just like, this is the meanest RNG that has ever occurred. Like, why would you do this to me?
yeah, when it's like 80% pen chances of side armor, and you bounce the side shot, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
you're just like, yep. You're just like, RNGesus hates me so much, and I want to quit. Because it's always that shot you work so hard at.
We're back to 15-9 as the flags have been captured once again. Flammenwerfer holding its ground on the top side is going to make it 16-8 even. But look at the Motilovish coming in on this bottom side. IS-2's rate of fire is limited, and the Panther ended up killing off the Cromwell there. So there's less firepower to put down the road, and that's going to make it very easy for Khers to get this infantry into position.
The 75 mils are shooting at the IS-2 is kind of funny, because of course they will never ever pen that, but they're putting it out.
Yeah, and honestly, they'd be much better off putting HE onto these thrusters right now.
Center working their way back in here. Panther 4 getting poked at by the Strapniki.
Hasty counter battery here from the big Jonker, the 182 mil artillery on the side of the CIA VG. Yamin getting that nice kill in there, looking for the IG kill, although the IS-2 are going to beat him to it.
Yeah. We do still 16-8 though. I mean, my goodness. Holding on to that. More Panthers coming in. We're now into C phase, so the income gets choked, but there's only 2 minutes left here if they can't get it off a double tick soon.
Yeah, Gonzo's push through the light cover got broken down, and it's sort of relinquished this flag on the crossroad. On the hill just above, it's like the converted RAF is trying to get into position here, but as long as that Panther sits there, there's nothing really that's going to be able to take that out. We've got a massive span of infantry coming in from Khers here to help back that up. And on this bottom side, they're not going to be breaking down this infantry anytime soon. So that's 3 contested flags that they're just not going to get back for the time being. And meanwhile, Farid has absolutely bodied Yamin on the top side and is continuing his pressure there with now armored support. And that is getting really, really rough for them.
Yeah, and this is what you do with Festoon. You just keep calling stuff in. Just have so much spam. The 17-pounder will take out this Shtuk here, at least it should. Unless the Festoons can get on it. Oh, wow, okay, they got on it. There you go. No more 17-pounder.
The other thing we got to realize is that the double Maverick has peaked right now. It's 21 minutes into the game. They got all of their juicy income out of their Maverick, and now they're investing in it. And that's why you're seeing so many units coming in at the same time. And all they're going to do for the last 2 minutes of this game is just try and sit on these flags in order to win. There's only 2 minutes for Yamin and Gonzo to try and take this back to neutral flags, otherwise they will lose.
Well, they're rushing.
Cromwell,
They are rushing in.
yeah, Cromwell looking to rush in after killing the Stug, but the Jagdkampf there with his beautiful Panzerstreck finds the kill on the Cromwell on the top side. On the bottom, look all these model of faces of just charging the flag.
They're only 20 points. Why not call in 20 of them, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, the Cromwell's really in a bad position. Churchill's 7 actually going down as well. That thing has a lot of armor, so it being killed is pretty rough, but the 105 managing to get the job done with that 205 millimeters of penetration.
Yeah, even the IS-2 at this range has to be really careful, because he put that 105 pretty close, actually. So even the IS-2 has to tread, and it's pushing forward, so he might lose it here. It's very possible. Still 14-10, less than a minute left, though. They got to get it all the way back to that 12-12. It's easy to forget. Maverick Income's power does not end when B phase ends. It ends about 7 minutes after that.
Yeah, exactly. That's when the income starts going back in favor of a balanced player. But 15-9, 15 seconds. And it's not going to be long now until it skirts for Yamin and Gonzo. And what a fantastic game this has been. Nice back and forth across the mid and in this light cover that's absolutely littered with craters.
Yeah, that's a graveyard right there. But yay, game 3. Woo!
Absolutely. Fantastic stuff. Good game to Farid and Khers. So 23 minutes, 32 seconds. Kills and losses. Honestly, better than I expected for Yamin, considering how good Farid looked on that top side.
Well, and that's CIABG. Every unit that you lose out of that is like 15 points, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like every Cromwell's only 50, so you're not actually like pointage wise. I'm sure if we looked at kill deaths, his list is quite long, but he's killing units that are more expensive than his, generally speaking.
Yeah, the other thing we've got to, of course, realize is that between the blue and red team, blue team had way more points on the field.
Oh, yeah.
So even they could have lost even more and been even more negative and still been in a good position overall. Some of these, look at the Strafniki on the kills. Damn, they absolutely sliced through those Hungarians.
Wow.
But otherwise, nothing really to point out too much.
Nope. Good game from all 3 players. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to both channels. It really helps us out, and it means a lot.
Indeed. So, fantastic game 2. Ties it up. Takes us to a game 3.
Woohoo!
And we'll have to see who can come out on top. That's it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.